boys and girls. Today I have a story that I want to read to you. It's called The Thing About Spring. I have my little friend Bentley here as my reading buddy. Now, the thing about spring, we've talked a lot about this season, and we know that as the seasons come and go, things change all around us. And in this story, right now, I have some characters on the cover, and they seem kind of happy. But this story is actually about how Bunny, at first, is not excited about things that are changing when spring comes. So we're going to find out what happens in the story. The Thing About Spring by Daniel Kirk. The world looks a little different today, Mouse said one bright morning. It smells different too, said Bird. There are buds on the trees and new colors in the sky, and I feel warm and happy. Me too, said Mouse. Spring is finally here. Hooray, they said. Mouse and Bird hurried to share the good news with their friends. Rabbit was in the meadow, busy with a shovel and a pail. What are you doing, Rabbit? Mouse called. Saving snow while I still can, Rabbit grumbled. We won't see any more of this until next year. But spring is coming, Bird chirped. Aren't you excited? Does he look excited to you guys? Seems kind of nervous and worried to me. I wonder why else he's worried. Excited, said Rabbit. Ha! The thing about spring is that I won't be able to follow my friends' tracks in the snow. Then I won't be able to find them. But now you won't be cold, said Bird. And you won't have to look for me. I'll be right beside you. Me too, said Mouse. Now, what do we know about birds in the winter? What do? Do they hibernate or do they migrate? If you said migrate, you're right. Other animals start to wake up after the winter's over from their hibernation. The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that I won't be able to make snow bunnies anymore. I won't be able to build snow forts either. You know how much I love doing that. And I won't be able to make snowballs to throw at my favorite targets anymore. But little shoots will grow out of the ground, said Mouse. So you won't have to look far to find delicious things to eat. The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that Bear is waking up. And you know how bad he smells at the end of a long winter's hibernation. And I'm sure he's going to want a hug. Oh, Rabbit, said Bear with a yawn. Ugh. Just because I'm a little stinky doesn't mean we can't share a big hug. I want a hug too, said Bird. Me three, said the Mouse. Would you hug that stinky bear? The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that it rains when you're not expecting it. But rain brings out all of the beautiful flowers, said the Mouse. And it brings out the worms, said the Bird. And it makes you clean, said the Bear. And that means that you'll be ready for more hugs. What do you think about Rabbit's friends? They seem like really good friends to me, right? Even though Rabbit's kind of freaking out and he's nervous, and he's anxious about the changes that spring is bringing, his friends are trying to find the positive things. The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that when the days get longer, the nights get shorter, and I am cranky and a cranky bunny when I don't get enough sleep, but in the spring, we need more daytime because there are so many beautiful things to do, said Bird. In the spring, I love to make loop-de-loops and race in the clouds through the sky, said Bird. In the spring, I love to nibble tasty buds and dig tunnels in the soft pine needles, said Mouse. In the spring, I love to splash in the lake and dance in the sun, said Bear. Spring is wonderful! What are some things that you like to do in the spring? The thing about spring, said Rabbit, is that all the animals chatter on, and the racket hurts my ears. I'll try to be more quiet, whispered the Bird. Me too, whispered Mouse. Me three, whispered the Bear. But it's hard not to make a little noise. I wonder if he's ever going to start enjoying spring. When spring is here, said Bear. All right, Rabbit sighed. I suppose no one can stop the seasons from changing, but the thing about spring is that when I stomp around so much, and the sun is so warm, it makes me really thirsty. How could he solve that problem? Let's find out. Me too, said Bear. I think we all get a little thirsty. Well then, said Rabbit, You should be glad I saved some snow. Look inside my pail. The thing about spring is that it's full of surprises. Wait a second, what do you think is inside of the rabbit's pail? Let's go back to the beginning of the story. What was the rabbit putting inside of his pail with the shovel? She said snow, you're right. And what happens to snow when the weather starts to get warmer? Does it stay icy or does it do something else? If you thought that it melted, then you were right. It's wonderful, bird chirped. Now that it's spring, the snow has turned to water. It's like the winter gave us a present before it went away, said the mouse. I found some cups, said the rabbit. Dip in, it will be our last taste of winter. But it'll be our first sip of spring, said Bird. Here's to spring, said Bear. I think it's going to be great. Me too, said Bird. Me three, said Mouse. The friends looked at Rabbit. How do you think the rabbit's going to feel at the end of the story now? Oh, all right, he said. Me four. Spring is here. Hooray. The end.